time to play ball. Welcome to the podcast with no limits. Whether it be sports, current events, or random thoughts, this is the place to step in and stay a while. Your host is a proud alumnus of Rio Hondo Prep, a former minor league baseball umpire, and a man with strong opinions. Welcome to the Get Home Safe podcast and your host, Matt Hersema.
Hey guys, and welcome to a special edition of the Get Home Safe podcast, the second podcast of the day for me here. We did an instant reaction show a couple of hours ago, started at 9:45 when the brackets were released, and the CIF has placed Rio Hondo Prep not only in the playoffs, but they are going up against Charter Oak High School, right up the street from me right now in Covina. Can't wait for this game. We're going to have on today Coach Mark Carson to discuss the matchup, a dream matchup really for guys like me and Mark, and guys, anyone who played in the East really in Kare Youth League, I'm sure will appreciate this. I have a few people in the waiting room right now. Excuse me. Voice is already a little sore after about a 45-minute bracket release show we did. And now it's on to the regularly scheduled Monday podcast with Coach Carson. Rio Hondo Prep football, guys. It's all about Rio Hondo Prep football today, and very excited for this as we record now after the brackets have been released here on Sunday by the CIF. Rio Hondo Prep in Division 7. So let me bring on a few of our people who are waiting patiently. Let me see. First of all, I'm sure we got Coach Carson there waiting. Coach Carson, it looks someone's connecting to audio. We got Coach Tarico. We got Coach AJ Corsini. Let me just admit everybody right now. I'm admitting as we speak, Coach Carson, Coach Corsini. Who else do I got here? Will Tarico. Hey guys, how's everybody doing out there? What's up? Rio Hondo versus Charter Oak. It's on.
Let's go.
Let's go. All right, for those not watching on YouTube, Facebook Live, we got head football coach Mark Carson. We got D-line coach and hype man AJ Corsini. And to keep it classy, we have the vice principal of Rio Hondo Prep, Mr. Edwin Ixta. Looks like Will Tarico is joining us as well. The eye in the sky. We'll have some more guests. First off, Mark Carson, your initial thoughts on what is on paper a huge game, huge opportunity for Rio Hondo.
Yeah, when we were breaking this stuff down as the season was winding down, and Edwin and Dave Drain, our resident bracketologists, were telling us who we might play, and Charter Oak's name came up along with a few others. That was one of the ones that we thought would be one that we wanted. You know, if we're going to do this new competitive equity thing, let's play a local team and someone. A great program, and we got what we wanted. So we were really excited, and it's going to be a tremendous challenge. You know, I grew up in Covina, and very familiar with the Charter Oak tradition, and they're great teams, great players, going back to the Strikula family and then the Farrar family. Super great community, awesome football. Beautiful stadium, fun place to watch a game. Our fans are going to love going out there, and it's close by. And so all that is working for us. I just got off the phone with Coach Farrar, and couldn't be more classy of a guy. And they're going to take care of us as far as setup and taking care of our fans and all that. So it's great. I think it's great for the San Gabriel Valley. You know, we could have played someone out in, who knows, Palm Springs or something, and no one would have cared, but people are going to care about this game. The Rio community, of course, and the Kare community out in Covina and that part of the valley. I think it's really cool.
I was speechless when I read it on the bracket this morning. When I looked at it and I paused for a second to let it soak in, I was like, okay, Rio Hondo's played Arcadia High. They've played Arroyo High. I've always dreamed of playing someone out here in the East San Gabriel Valley. I grew up in Glendora, went to a ton of Charter Oak games. Northview, Glendora, but Charter Oak is special. One of the stable programs. Coach Farrar, classy guy for sure. Let's get just a few brief thoughts from the other guys here on the podcast. Coach Corsini, nice mustache you got going there. What are your initial thoughts of the matchup?
I think it's a great opportunity for us, and I think our D-line has to play well. Obviously, we had a coach watch one of their games recently, so they got some good size. But I think our guys will accept the challenge for sure.
Awesome. You're so calm right now. I know usually you're so energetic. You're saving it up, I'm sure. But I love the stash. Will Tirico, they're on the screen. Coach Tirico, what are your initial thoughts? You're going to be the eye in the sky on Friday night, as you always are. As a Covina guy yourself, how special is this matchup?
I'm really excited. I was telling Mark yesterday that I really wanted the Charter Oak matchup. I knew it was the way we were looking at it, it was close. There's a ton of guys on that team who I actually coached, so I know them. I know the parents. I'm really excited about going out there. Just even like seeing the kids now that they're older. But like we've been saying, I think there's a great opportunity for Rio, for the Kare program. Just such a cool mesh. A lot of those kids did play in Kare, so it's exciting. Looking forward to it, definitely.
They've had a ton of players on their roster over the years who have gone through the Kare program. It's right around this corner from Wingate Park. I mean, Mark, you guys should go to Wingate just for old time's sake, do your stretching and stuff there. But Vice Principal Ixta, what are your thoughts on the matchup? I mean, this has just got to be something special for the school, right?
Right. Yes. Huge step up game for the school. Like Coach Mark said, with huge for the San Gabriel Valley. Some of those coaches were talking. It's a little intriguing that, we've had guys that we coach who have grown up and are now at Charter Oak, and we've financially contributed to the Charter Oak football program. So wonder if we can get our money back or, ask for a refund or something. But yeah, it's very, very intriguing matchup. The SoCal, our local journalists, they thought it was a little bit shocking, but also very intrigued by it. So yeah, it's just a huge game for the community.
I think it's wonderful. And for Mark, I mean, back to you, for us guys that grew up in the East, Covina, Glendora, San Dimas, West Covina. I mean, we've always traveling west to Rio has been something, but opportunity to play out here. A few years ago, Rio played in a CIF final at Covina District Field. I thought that was really something special, but I'm going to say it, Mark. You don't have to agree. I think this is probably one of the biggest games in Rio Hondo's history.
Someone texted me that same thing. And I think, take away the championship games, it might be, yeah, you could say that. The biggest game in Rio history, taken away, of course, championship games and stuff like that. But it's really cool, really exciting. Yeah, not in a million years, I would have thought Rio Hondo Prep would step on the same field with Charter Oak.
I don't know why they're hosting at 5-5, but I'm actually glad they are, because it's an opportunity to go there, and it's not a bad road game if you guys do go on a run here, getting a short trip out of the way. Coach Ed Drain has jumped on the podcast. How you doing, Ed? What are your initial thoughts on the big matchup?
I'm excited. They're definitely a battle of Wingate Park here.
Right. I love it. I love it.
We could take them. That's my initial. I was at their game Friday, and let's do it.
Well, cat's out of the bag. Look at everybody knows each other here. They know you, you know them. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So I can't wait for this. A few people on Facebook Live have commented. Maynard Bajorquez, a Covina Tiger. He says, "Bring it, Cheris Pollock, showtime, baby." So we got a lot of listeners out there that are excited for this matchup. Keep the questions coming, guys. Keep the content. Mark, I have something I want to do off the bat here. Jonathan Guerrero surpassed 3,000 yards in his career on Friday night. Only the third Rio Hondo Prep player to do that. The career rushing leader at Rio is Landon Goodwell, right around 4,500 yards. Nate Tycho is second with 3,600. And then there's Jonathan Guerrero, just over 3,000. But I have a surprise for you guys. We happen to have a voice message from that all-time leading rusher at Rio Hondo Prep, saying a few words about the program and also something specifically to Jonathan Guerrero. So I'm going to play that for you guys right now from Landon Goodwell.
Get Home Safe podcast. Landon Goodwell checking in. Just want to congratulate Rio Hondo Prep and Coach Mark Carson on a great season. You guys looked amazing out there. I really wish you the best of luck in the playoff selection Sunday morning. Also, I wanted to congratulate JG on a great season, great career. Congratulations, my man. I understand that you broke the 3,000-yard mark. That's an amazing feat. I feel like with the full season last year and a playoff run this year, you probably would have taken the top spot, man. Tough break, but hey, that doesn't take away from the great career that you've had. You're the all-time leading rusher in my book. You definitely put an asterisk next to myself and Nate Tycho's name. So great job, and welcome into the Rio Hondo Prep record books, my man. Great season, guys. Thanks, Matt.
Thanks, Landon Goodwell, for the great words of encouragement there for the program. Mark, what do you think with Landon's comments there?
Cool, man. Landon's always been a class act. He actually texted me when he found out. He texted me, it was late Friday night, I think. So that's cool, man. Landon's a class act and one of the all-time greats, of course. So it was cool for him to acknowledge JG and chime in and send that. So that's really cool.
No doubt about it. And I would make an argument. I ran the numbers. And I thought about it. Okay, Landon played 3 full seasons from sophomore to senior year. As a freshman, he played in roughly 5 games, couple regular season, 3 playoff games. So basically 3.5 seasons, plus 4 playoff games his senior year, 2 his junior, 1 his sophomore year. Jonathan Guerrero has put up over 3,000 yards in a couple of carries his freshman year in the playoffs, I believe, a full season his sophomore year, a 3-game season his junior year, and then a 10-game season here his senior year. And keep in mind, the sophomore year, he wasn't even the starting running back to start the season. So basically a full season this year, 3 games last year, half a season his sophomore year of the bulk of the carries. He's put up those numbers, I think, in like half the time maybe that Landon did his damage.
Yeah, it's incredible. JG, we won't see another one like him. And I think his yards per carry over 10 will never get surpassed. I back averaging 10 yards a carry. That's just insane. Been the benefit of some great offensive lines, of course. And our run-based scheme is beneficial to him, but he's just a phenomenal player. Coach Corsini was the one who early on kind of identified him as something special and really encouraged us to get him in early and often. And he's made all of us look good that way. And just a great guy, an even greater person, as you saw in that article that came out last week. Just a great dude.
Coach Corsini, so you get some credit there. Now, when you came to the staff and were like, hey, I know this guy's little, but he's special. And I mean, be honest, were guys skeptical, or what did you see in him to say that, hey, this guy is a great football player?
I mean, I think some of the younger staff that had kind of came on when I came on were all kind of aware of what he is. I was just the JV coach that always pushes the younger guys, whether I'm right or wrong. I just happen to be right on this one. But I think the younger coaches kind of knew what was going to happen. And it was a kind of a messy situation a little bit at his sophomore year, because you never want to kick out a senior, but it kind of just happened. And then, the senior back was cool, and, he did other things to help out the team, and he just kind of rolled, and it was special. So hopefully he gets a couple more games. We'll see.
Yeah, absolutely.
He might need to get that past Nate Tycho for making a run into this playoffs.
Yeah. So. Hey, I think it'd be great. I think, let's put it this way. I think Nate would probably be more than happy to see the record fall or his second place record, because that means Rio Hondo's won a few games. Mark, first look at Charter Oak. They're 5-5. Okay. 0-3 in their league. But some wins over some decent programs, a win over Northview, South Hills, West Covina, Los Altos, and the school from Santa Maria in St. Joseph. I mean, I will say this in total respect. First, Charter Oak's a very successful program, a long history. This is probably one of their down years, but still, it's going to be a tough test for you on Friday night.
Yeah, no doubt. Great program. We actually just completed the exchange, so I pulled up their huddle right now. and looks like decent size, good athletes. They're running the ball, and so it's going to be a great game. And a down year for them, it's actually a sign of respect that in a down year, they're still Division 7. And so for us, it's just, looking at the whole bracket, you see, or all the brackets, I don't know how many teams in the Valley are in higher brackets than us. They're almost all below us, which is just an amazing thing. And credit to our guys for balling out all year and how they've played. So, I got Charter Oak going right now. Looks like they're spread, but they also have some 2 tight end action going. So going to be multiple. Good, well-coached team. I already can tell that.
Oh yeah. Dom Farrar has been an assistant for his dad forever. I think he's the athletic director, or he was at one time, and great guy. Gets a little fiery when the ball gets kicked off, but one of the best coaches in the Valley for sure. Yeah,
no doubt. Just spoke with Dom. Great dude. He sounds super gracious, and he was so complimentary of the Kare program. Mentioned Will, and because Will coached his son, who's the quarterback in Kare, and he loves what we're about, and total respect for our program. And he's the AD, and it's funny. He goes, hey, I saw you're the AD now, and he goes, hosting a game or traveling to a game is a lot easier than hosting one. Believe me, as the AD. I'm like, yeah, I know. We're cool. Yeah.
Well, a nice short trip right down Arrow Highway. I think Mark, you and I and Will and AJ, we've all driven by that field so many times. I had the opportunity to officiate on it before, and it's a special place. And I think the Rio Hondo fan base is going to show up in full force on Friday night, with it being so local. Maybe those who don't normally get to a game will be intrigued by this matchup. I think it'll be a full house on Friday night, at least on the visiting side.
I think, these guys Will might be able to comment more on the Kare community, but I think the Rio community will come out. And I think maybe CIF had a little eye on that. Like, hey, they're about the bottom line too, making some ticket sales. So maybe they see that too. But I don't know, Will, think about the size of the Kare crowd, and would families out there be excited about that?
I think when we talk about, when we try to get kids to even think about Rio, usually one of the first schools that they talk about is, oh, well, I'm already going to Charter Oak. So I know there's a lot of connections with Charter Oak and the Kare community. I think there'll be a lot of people there who are intrigued, and they say, let's go check this game out. I'm excited about, I have to go up on the up at the top, going over to their fans, and I'm sure I'll see tons of people who I'll recognize. So I know there will be a lot of Kare families who do decide to go to the game. I mean, it is local, and what better game to go to if you know both programs.
You got that right. Yeah, and Mark, SC versus UCLA, that game every year. We'll say there's a lot of undecided players who are kind of wondering which school they're going to go to based off of the result there. So this game could be very huge for future RHP teams as well.
No doubt.
Very excited. Can't wait. I was out of breath this morning looking at it. Fans on Facebook Live, send Coach Carson or myself or any of the other coaches here some questions, some topics if you like. I know there's a lot of people out there tuning in. I'm not sure how many we have watching on Facebook Live, but yeah, Mark, this is big time. We're live now. You and I usually record, have a day or so, but
that's cool.
We're live right now. So tell me, if you will, Mark, first of all, I saw a great article about Jonathan Guerrero and Gio Ortega. I mean, I thought it was so well done about each kid. I mean, talk to me about that article and just the constant coverage really from 210 Prep Sports.
Yeah, Brian over there who runs that website and does an awesome job. He kind of fell in love with Jonathan back in 2019, and has followed our program ever since. And he really appreciates the access we give him, and our stat people, Harry Joe, and photographer Miss Susan Coulter, who send him stuff to make it easier on him to cover the games without being there. And so I think in return for that, and we've kind of actually become friends a little bit. And so in return for that, I think he wanted to do something special for our guys in our program and write that article. So it's cool.
Yeah, it really was. And had them talk about each other, which I thought was really neat. And then so there was some video after your game on Thursday night, victory over Viewpoint, by the way, with Jonathan, with Gio, and then Ryan McCullough who had a couple of really nice long touchdown runs on Thursday night. He's usually that bruiser back inside that just kind of, finishes the drives off inside the 5 or so. He had a couple of nice long touchdown runs. He got on camera for some interviews as well. That I saw all 3 of those. I thought they were great.
Yeah, it's cool. And Ryan, if we can get him going, the 3-headed monster, JG, Ryan, and Gio with Damian directing it all, that gives teams a lot more to deal with because they can't just focus on JG. And we think Viewpoint was focusing on JG. I told the coach before that we're going to try to get him to 3,000. So I think they came in. They're like, go wherever he goes. And so it was cool. It was a good challenge for our guys and a good way. We made some plays in the passing game as well. Damian had nice completions and then Ryan kind of got some good carries too.
Yeah, for sure. It was all around great football game. And Mark, what about the seniors? It was their last game on regular season home game. Did you guys have a special ceremony or anything for the seniors?
We did senior night earlier in the year. And then, it was kind of weird because no one knows, like, is this our last game? Because usually if you're in the playoffs or not by this point, and so but nobody knew. And so there was some sticking around, doing pictures and stuff like that. And we thought we were going to get in, but we weren't sure. So that was kind of weird that way. But other than that, that's all we did. It's just a normal game.
Yeah, I had to finish it off, big time there. Mark, you guys have led in a lot of games this year. This is kind of unrelated, but I saw this and I had to ask you, Inglewood High School beat Morningside High School 106-0. The UCLA bound quarterback of theirs threw 13 touchdown passes. I mean, if you don't want to comment, fine, but I thought it was absolutely ridiculous and something that does not need to happen in high school sports. And anyway, what were your thoughts on seeing that?
I mean, they're intra-city rivals, I'm sure. So I'm sure there might be some bad blood there. But even then, I don't see any reason to do that as a coach. And I thought I read that Morningside asked for a running clock, but Inglewood didn't agree to it, which is just like, what's the point? So looks like they were trying to actually set some records and do all that. But you got to remember there's kids on the other side of the field too who got to stay out there and be the blunt of that. So take the brunt of that. So not cool, but I don't really know the history or what's going on, but it just, from an outsider's perspective, doesn't seem cool to me to put up 106 points on somebody.
Yeah, you guys have had a lot of blowouts this year. And the thing about blowout games that I think people forget is that sooner or later, you're going to be on the other end of one, and you need to know, what it's like. So you've done a great job. The articles have talked about you taking the pedal off the gas a little bit as well. So in some of these games, and I don't think that's going to be the case throughout the remainder of the season here. Playoff time will be close games and tough matchups for sure. How's the health of the players, Mark? Everybody healthy after the 10-game season?
Not as healthy as we would like, but that's football and everyone's in the same boat. So we'll be all right. There's don't want to give anything away that other people might see, but
no doubt.
Boat, kind of. I mean, we have, less guys to choose from, but that's it. Yeah.
That's the one thing you and I've talked about a lot, about depth and how, Rio Hondo, the roster is so small that, one injury could be at least, 2, maybe 3 positions on the field. And that's just probably the biggest disadvantage Rio has, is just a lack of depth and, only 20 something players. So a school, I don't know what Charter Oaks enrollment is, but they're going to have a lot more than 25 players on their sideline.
Yeah, probably. And it is what it is. Our guys are excited about it though. They're excited about the challenge. So, we wouldn't have it any other way.
We just heard from Fred Montablanco from the class of 2005. He said, you can always count on Rio Hondo being well coached. Great job, fellas. And congrats to the team and the coaching staff. Thanks so much, Fred.
Thanks, Fred. Hey,
Fred,
great.
Fred.
Everybody's tuning in.
Yeah. We got a lot of people tuning in, up to 12 people right now on live. And I'm sure there'll be more people watching this later. Mark, talk about Thursday night. Again, you guys took a 2 viewpoint. We talked briefly already about some of the big plays you guys had. Did you have any plays for us to maybe look at today?
I did not in this. There's anything that the guys want to show. Yeah, I did not pull anything up, but
okay, no worries.
I thought we were just going to focus on this. I wasn't really ready for that.
No, it's understandable for sure. That's where we're just kind of freelancing it here. That's all good. Mark, who are some of the players do you remember going through Kare that ended up at Charter Oak? Do you remember any specific guys?
Well, I remember guys I coached because I coached in Covina for 6 years, and so make me sound old, but going back, one of their quarterbacks named Brandon Kyle. I coached him. Kyle Cook, another good football player from there. Nick Fuentes, Brian Hunter. I remember going a couple of years, and easily 2 of their 4 captains were ex-Kare guys, which I thought was cool.
Yeah.
You know? So yeah, those guys didn't mention a few, but Will, AJ, they've been coaching out there more recently, so they'd be able to tell you more names.
Nick Fuentes was a teammate of mine. Jan Balon, same year as me. Juan Silva, who really turned into a monster at Charter Oak. He was an okay player in Kare, but he got really good in high school and led that team. So yeah, those guys won CIF, I think their junior year. And yeah, you're right. Every time you look at a Charter Oak game, I would argue Charter Oak, of all the teams in the area, Charter Oak probably has had more former Kare Youth League members than any other school.
Yeah, I think for sure Will would back it up. Will follows that stuff closely. So what do you say, Will?
Yeah, I mean, every year they have 4, 5, 6 guys whose names I recognize. Guy like I know on this team, I think all of us here have coached Armando Murillo. He's one of their best defensive players. I think all of us coached him, all of us younger coaches, so we know him really well. But yeah, every year there's a bunch of guys.
Yeah, I mean, we could go on and on and on, but it's true. Maynard Bajorquez tuned in. He said, when is the champ? Slow down, Maynard. Slow down. When is the championship game? How does that work with basketball? You know what? I think everyone here on the podcast could care less about basketball right now, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Send the JV players or I would never understood why you even schedule basketball games in late November, early December. Let's just wait a while. Even if say your season ends early, then you got some time to at least practice.
At least get ready. Yeah. When's our first basketball game?
First basketball game? What'd you say?
First basketball game is the last week in November, right? 29th.
Let's hope we're busy.
Yeah.
Get there. But I don't think, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Yeah.
Maybe December 1st. Yeah.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We got a game Friday that will give us all we need to think about.
Exactly. Yeah. Indeed. No worries about anything else except Friday night, one game at a time. I think a lot of, I don't know, there's a lot of good games out there for people to watch, to go to, but I don't know. I feel like this is the biggest game in the area. I don't think, I look at your bracket too. I don't want to be the guy that looks ahead to all of the, potential matchups, but you guys are hands down, Mark, the smallest school in this division enrollment wise.
Yeah. And we expected that, which again, I think is a nod to our guys and our program and how good they are and how tough they are that we get, it's a badge of honor if nothing else. So it's cool. And like I said, there's not many teams, we're in a lower division, higher division, however you want to say it, than Muir High School. It's like, can you believe that?
It's unbelievable.
But hey, man, it's the direction we want to go, and that's, for us, this game is big for the past, the present, and the future. This is where we want to go. So we're gonna just embrace the system as it is and let it rip. See what happens.
I can't tell you how many guys would have loved the opportunity to play a school like Charter Oak. A lot of guys on this screen that I'm looking at, but also other alumni. I mean, Mark, you guys have played Arcadia, you played Arroyo. I think who else have you guys played? La Cañada, some other local public schools.
Yep.
But this one is just different, just because of the proximity, but knowing each other. And I knew it at some point we'd get you guys east of the 605 freeway for some matchup.
Yep. Here we go.
Here we go. Mark, how did you get the news? How did you just pull it up on your?
Yeah, Will, I was on the CIF website in church and my thing crashed, but then Will was right there and he told me. Yeah.
Charter
You're
Oak.
like 2 miles over. Yeah.
Yeah. I pulled it up right at 10. I was doing the pre-show here, and just outstanding. What was I going to ask you, Mark, about the upcoming game? Nice road trip, so that's not bad.
Yeah,
Charter.
all the tickets are through GoFan, if our fans want to know. So
Say that again.
all the tickets, it's through GoFan. It's a online or a digital platform for ticketing, and so you don't even buy them at the school. You got to do it beforehand, I think. So everyone needs to be aware of that. But we'll send stuff out so everyone has that.
Okay, perfect. Now, Mark, the game, CIF games are scheduled for 7:30. Sometime, are you guys going to change the game time to 7, or 7:30 still set?
Oh, that's right. I was thinking it was 7, but I don't know. We'll see. If it's 7:30, yeah, we'll do 7:30.
It's that long drive to Covina, man. I mean,
Get some traffic, Arrow Highway. Yeah.
traffic and everything. What was I going to say about Charter Oak? You guys have any questions or things you want to talk about? Anybody, AJ or Will or Ed, Edwin, you guys have any jump in at any time? Feel free. Anything?
I'm always I'm not a big status quo person, so I know when they did all this new bracket stuff that it was gonna force us to do things that maybe we weren't necessarily comfortable with, and I know there was a lot of people that didn't want to go from 8-man to 11-man, and now look where we're at. And so I just think it's like, I don't know what's going to happen. I know our guys are going to go out there and give everything they have and let the chips lie where they may, but I think it'll push us coaches and care coaches to just do better and just be as best we can and just try to get more kids available to come to the school and just, see what we got. We're a great football program, but there's more we do at our school than that. And so hopefully we can represent that on Friday night, and but we'll see what happens. Yeah, I'm excited. I already texted Ryan McCullough, and he's I want to be anxious all week, and I said that's good. That means you want to play. So
yeah, I hope the kids understand, as much as maybe alumni and adults, that there's a lot of familiarity with the two programs, kind of not really interacting much with each other, but just there's connections there. And Mark, you know what? As far as nobody here is complaining about the division you're in, because it's just commenting, really. You and I have gone a lot of Charter Oak games, and I remember we've had our moments sitting there and just being like, man, it'd be great to get to this level someday, this division, not just be in Division 13, but to climb the ranks and to play in higher divisions. And here you are, Mark.
Yeah, it's a new frontier. AJ said it well. You went from 8-man to 11-man. That was a big step, right? And I guess even before that, 6 to 8. But to get this is the vision. This is the dream, to be playing these kind of big games, and it's where we want to be now. It's where we want to be in the future. And so we're embracing it, dude. And it's cool. I think it's cool, and I'm looking forward to Friday night, of course, and to moving forward, the kind of the respect that this is bringing to our program and so forth. So it's going to be fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Jeff Fairley, one of your trainers, has chimed in. He says, what is the initial scouting report on Charter Oak? Run pass ratio, featured back, etc. So without giving away any secrets, Mark, I mean, we briefly talked about it, but what do you got on Jeff's question there?
Well, I'm through play 125 here on their Alta Loma game, and they seem, I would say, 60-40 run pass. So runner, I'd say more run heavy. Looks like they got a good stable of running backs. QB's a senior. Vince Farrar played in Kare, played in for his dad. He's probably been around the program since he was a toddler. And so, you know, it's going to be a well-coached, well-run offense. So, yeah, that's my initial thoughts.
Interesting. Good stuff indeed. Yeah, I can't believe, wow, he's a senior now. Maynard Bajorquez, question for Coach Corsini. He says, if we win, will AJ shave his mustache?
I've been working hard for this. I'm Mario for Halloween and my wife's Luigi. So, you know, that was part of why I grew it, but it's staying with me. Not many men can pull this off. I am in the top % of men, and no, it's not coming off.
That's a great costume, Mario and Luigi. Outstanding. Yeah, let's grow it out, man. Grow it out. Playoff mustache. It is Halloween, guys. Happy Halloween to all. What Coach Carson, you're a little older, maybe not dressing up, but what do we got on the costume circuit tonight, guys? We heard from AJ. Ed, what are you dressing up as?
Well, my daughter is going to be a bumblebee. So I have a beekeeper costume. I got the whole thing with the net and the hood.
Love
so walk around beekeeper.
I loved your mustache, your costume the other night. Was it at Pearl Prep? Was it you and Pete Clark were we
were dog nappers.
Yeah, and who was Cruella DeVille?
That was Mrs. Moore. She went all out.
That was awesome. That was a great costume. Will Tirico, what are you going to be walking around tonight as, or maybe just being, dad for the day or whatever?
I just have an inflatable dinosaur rider costume that I bought last year. I'm just going to use that.
That's outstanding. Coach Carson, Edwin, you're next. You're on deck if you're still there. Coach Carson, you going to throw on a special hat or anything?
No, I've always been averse to wearing costumes. I don't know why, since I was a kid. And so I'm not really into costumes. My kids are all about it. And they're, two of them are in Harry Potter. One is a fairy dust princess. I don't know. And so, yeah, we'll be trick-or-treating no hard. And so we're looking forward to that.
Overdose on the candy this evening. Nice. And Vice Principal Ixta, you seem extra clever and creative to me. What do you got going on?
Not so clever this year. You know, I'm pulling the little wagon while my kids trick or treat. So I'm not going to dress up this year. Okay,
no worries. So I think I don't know. It's a neck and neck between Ed and AJ there. I might be partial to the Luigi just because I enjoyed the Mario Brothers. Oh boy, you got to get. Oh man, he's gonna get it going. Ed Drain, how was the Pearl Prep festivities? Do they still do like a costume parade or whatever for the kids?
Yeah, we go down to Rio during their snack period, and we line them up by class, and there he is, and we do a little parade. The sixth graders though are a little old, so we had them do a class theme, and they all wore half of them wore blow up inflatable dinosaur costumes, and the other half were dinosaur wranglers, kind of like Jurassic Park. So it was a pretty big hit.
Like it.
Like the blow up. Yeah.
Hey, Ed, you got a nice compliment here from our man, Fred Montablanco. He says, Ed looks like Marcus Luttrell. That's great.
All right. Hey, the lone survivor himself.
Lot to live up to there.
Yeah,
AJ's got go ahead, Ed.
He's a real hero.
Oh man, absolutely. AJ, if you're not listening or watching on YouTube or Facebook Live, AJ's thrown on the Mario brother hat. I don't think you should ever take that off. Maybe even rock that next Friday night on the sideline, man.
Hey, can't distract from the players, huh? The true reason why we're there.
No doubt about it. I love these comments from the fans and such. This is great. Mark, can you just speak on the season now that you're 10 games in? It's playoff time. is, I mean, you don't want to, how do you balance the whole concept of, all right, now these games are important. Now it's win or go home, but also balancing like, hey, we just need to do what we do. Where's the line on that and being consistent versus, oh, this is a big game. I mean, how do you weigh that?
Yeah. So, first of all, really happy for the guys. I think an opportunity to play another football game and play together and move forward in the playoffs. If God wills that. And so it's special that way. This is just a special group in that they're a great class. And with the pandemic last year, it would have been just a shame not to get to the playoffs this year. And so we're really happy for them, and they've earned it in their preparation, weight room, all that stuff. So you're really happy for them that way. And then as far as preparation, we'll go through our normal rhythm, normal routine. But there's always going to be a little more energy maybe behind it, or more, I don't know, a little more juice behind it, just because it's a playoff game. You can't deny that, but our schedule, our routine, it'll be the same. And, we're going to film, we're going to lift, we're going to run on Monday, we're going to practice, long practice Tuesday, Wednesday night, team dinner Thursday, and then go out Friday. At this point in the season, you can't remake yourself. You can't reinvent yourself. You are who you are. And we like who we are, good physical football team. Something that we have been working on though, Matt, was our penalties, and we had 0 last game.
Ooh, I love that.
So yeah, I can't remember ever coaching a game where we had 0 penalties. So, always small things like that to work on, and we'll watch film of Charter Oak, get ready. We'll watch film from our last game to kind of review anything that we need to tighten up. But you are who you are. So just cleaning up any execution, getting ready to be clean on special teams and all that stuff is what we'll do.
Absolutely.
Rather than watching maybe 1 or 2 games on film, we'll break down probably 3 or 4. And so we'll have more data to go on that way for our opponent.
Yeah. I mean, it's the best time of year. I mean, Halloween, the weather's changing. I mean, it's playoff time. It's playoff football. It's it's so special. Dave Guerrero chimed in. Mr. Guerrero, I think that is. He says, "Play with confidence."
Yeah.
So love that. Man, people love the drains here. Jan Balon. Jan Balon, why do all the drain dudes look the same? Well, come on, Jan. Maynard Bajorquez, maybe Will or Mark can answer this. He says, are the facilities nice at Charter Oak? Not much has changed. They do have turf now, which is nice, but that's always been a pretty cut and dry stadium. But yeah, one of the nicer facilities in the area.
Ed was just there last night. So or Friday night.
Ed thought you'd tune in for a local game, potentially. That's cool.
Yeah. So Ed was there Friday night. Ed, what did you think?
Oh, it was a dope vibe. I think our guys are really going to like it. The field's nice. Stands are big, so we can RHP faithful come out in large numbers. But yeah, it was a really cool vibe. Yeah, I had coached a couple of players that are on the team, so I wanted to check it out.
I was looking at the potential matchups, potential guys in Division 7 and thinking, okay, I just hope it's someone local. And I was thinking, okay, maybe Pasadena, El Rancho. Those are 2 really close schools to Rio Hondo. And then I was like, Charter Oak, man, that would be a dream matchup. And then it just, the planets aligned and here we are. So I am going to move heaven and earth to get there on Friday night, and Mark will do it right this time with a pregame interview and stuff like that to really make this thing special.
Yeah, you better be there, Matt.
I'm bringing the podcast with me. Absolutely. After a great show like this, absolutely. So playoff time, Rio's in it. The kids have got to be, have you talked to any of the kids yet, Mark? AJ said he texted Ryan. Have you talked to the kids yet? I mean, are they, because there was pins and needles, right? This was not a guarantee they were going to get in.
Yeah, they're excited. Yeah, I talked to about 5 or 6 of the guys, and they're excited. They're ready to go. And we had a little group text going. Everyone's all about it. So yeah, they're excited.
It's going to be great, man. It's just, I'm So fired up. I've been fired up for a lot of games in the past. You know, a couple years ago, Mark, you guys played in the playoffs at Harupa Hills, and I was at that game. They were incredibly talented, very fast. You guys really competed with them, and it was just a few plays here and there that they were better than you guys on. So guys like Jonathan, guys like Ryan, I think, who played in that game too. Guys,
all the seniors, yeah.
Yeah, all the seniors played in that game.
Yeah, it's not going to be anything new for them as far as the level of athleticism and all that. So our guys aren't going to be afraid. They're not going to be intimidated. They're up for it. So it'll be, yeah, that game's going to come back to be a benefit to us. You know, the fact that we've been there before.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think once the ball kicked off, it was football. It was just football,
Yep.
And you guys took it to them. They had some big plays too, the athleticism. But you know, I think this game is going to come down to you know, some unsung hero. We know about all the great things that have happened with you know, some of the guys who get the headlines and everything. But I think this is an opportunity for someone to make a play this year that hasn't really gotten. I mean, it's just an opportunity. Someone's going to come out of nowhere to make a play. Maybe a sophomore, maybe a freshman, I don't know. I just have a feeling that someone's going to make a difference that maybe we weren't expecting.
Yep. It always goes that way. Big play that no one expects. Yeah. And so who knows, but yeah.
And the turnover ratio, we've talked about that. That is so important. If I'm confident that Rio, because the offense is so unique, it's so different. I think they're going to move the ball. You guys are going to move the ball and put up some points. I think the concern is always slowing down another team, because no one knows the Rio offense. But you know, you guys, if they spread you out, really use their athleticism, that could be a concern. So what would you say, Mark, is the, I don't know, the key on defense, since you run the defense, to stopping Charter Oak?
Yeah, well, looking at them, it's I would say containing the big play, number one, and then creating turnovers to give our offense extra possessions, and that's always going to be huge. But looks like they got good size up front as well. So really just withstanding the pounding that they're going to try to bring to us, that's going to be big, and playing good football. So if we can look like, you know, watching them right now, if we can limit their big plays and try to get off the field, you know, some 3 and outs are next best thing to a turnover. So get a combination of 6 3 and outs and or turnovers, we'll be in good shape.
The great Monty Kiffin, former defensive coordinator, he had a saying, I think when they were playing the St. Louis Rams in an NFC Championship game in 1999, greatest show on turf, put up all kinds of points. And he told his defense, he said something like, do not get off this bus if you don't want to tackle. And they held that Rams team to 11 points. Rams did win, go to the Super Bowl. But I think tackling is always, you know, important, and something that I've always remembered that quote is just something as basic as blocking and tackling is what the football game usually comes down to.
Yep. And that's it.
That's it, man. Fundamental. Sorry, we're taking some of your tape time here, Mark. We'll finish up quick, but a couple more questions for you. First, oh, that's a good one. Okay, Sam Hersema, my brother, he says, "Congrats, gentlemen. I will be in attendance with the loudest father in RHP history." Take it to him. He says, "Here's my question: who's the most underrated player to play for RHP? Not this year, but just throughout history, Mark." I spoke with Matt about it last night. He knows my answer or my pick, and he can elaborate. Sam mentioned, just as an example, Mike Galvan, somebody that was a great football player, but, you know, not really, you know, the big star or anything, but just who are some other guys throughout RHP history? And Will, Edwin, Ed, you guys can answer too, but who are some other guys that may have not been the headline, but just some underrated players in RHP history?
I mean, yeah, you got one of them on the podcast here. Edwin was, I would say, you know, because of the nature of the positions he played, but he was one.
What's that? Oh, I'm sorry. Did we cut out?
Team.
We froze up
Yeah,
or something.
you guys-
Oh, there we go.
Oh,
Well, Mark is freezing up. Okay, I think you're back, Mark. Say it again. You said Edwin. I'm sorry, you cut out for like 5 seconds, man.
Yeah, I'm on campus. It's the Wi-Fi here. But no, the Edwin was a great player on that 05 championship team, but was not, he didn't run the ball or touch the ball. He was a super tough guy. I mean, we just have too many to name. I don't know who these other guys would think, but there's so many guys who have been. There's kind of that. It's almost like a caricature, just a guy who's a tough Rio player who just does his job, and you can name, I don't know, 30 of them, 40 of them who just, go out, don't care who wins. I'm sorry, don't care who gets recognized, don't care who scores, and they just do their job. And we've had a ton of guys like that. So I would say it's almost who we are,
It's a prototype really of what you're looking for. A lot of guys like that. So Ed or Will or Edwin, did you guys have any maybe answers to that question from my brother?
I'd say the Amundsen brothers, both
Ooh.
Pete and Andrew Amundsen.
Yeah, real good one.
Both. I know Andrew, personal experience, 2008 championship team. Dude was just solid. I mean, and then he never had any headlines, but I think he stripped the running back on the final play that sealed the game for us. So yeah, I'd say the Amundsen brothers.
Man, Pete was as strong as a bull. Is there a stronger dude in RHP history than Pete Amundsen?
I have no clue. He'd come out on Wednesday nights, and it was just no fun. We had to tell him to stop coming.
Will, what do you got? You got an answer for me, Will?
I mean, just on this team, I feel like Calvin is one of those guys. You hear about JG, Gio, Ryan McCullough, but I feel like Calvin, because he can do so many things, he's just very underrated.
Yeah. And we talked a lot.
Yeah,
Ray Montez?
Yeah. I would throw in, we have some big linemen who kind of I would be drawn to, Paul and Royal. But Ray plays line too, and starts a linebacker, and he's super physical, super tough. And so he's kind of like, I would say, on this year's team with Calvin, like maybe an underrated player.
Good one. Real good one. Edwin said you were mentioned by Coach Carson. Who are some people or players in your mind? You're a Rio Hondo Prep historian.
Yeah, I'm partial to guys who play offensive line just because, not just the work that those guys do offensively, but they're also guys on the defensive line. So, going trenches both ways is tough. But a guy that stands out who did that was Ed Garcia, who played, just a few years after I did. And, he was mean, but he was good. He was so good for Tim and Antonio, who were running backs. And one of those guys who stands out as, I think, one of the best linemen we've had. Ed Garcia.
Yeah, that's a really good one. Absolutely. I had Eddie on the podcast before. He's exactly what Rio Hondo's looking for in their players. A few comments from listeners. Jeff Fairley and Dave Guerrero also mentioned, he said his dad, so he must have meant Peter Amundsen. And then Jeff Fairley, Mark says Dave Carson Jr. Although Dave was kind of a star, I thought, but a stud player both ways.
Yeah, he was. Played tight end for that 87 team who lost in the finals and linebacker. He was great.
What about Christian Tirico?
Good one. He made some catches. I remember seeing some of his catches, being like, how did he get that?
Yeah.
That team had a bunch too, 2012. Sebi Rosales.
Oh, yeah. No doubt.
Yeah.
A bunch of unsung heroes, man. I love it. Jeff Fairley, Mark, there's a question for you. He says, now that RHP is in the playoffs, are there specific takeaways from the loss to Campbell Hall?
Yeah, you got to win the turnover battle. We lost it 2-0 that game. And in a close game, that's going to be the difference. So that was a great lesson learned from that game.
No doubt about it. That you got to get the ball and hold on to the ball. It's just basic stuff. And I mean, when you give up a 4th and 10 or 20, whatever it was, that's a backbreaker too. That's almost like a turnover the other way. Edwin's got to take off. No worries. Thanks, Edwin. AJ took off already. I'm sure. I really appreciate you guys doing this on a Sunday to step in for a brief while here.
Thanks,
So,
Matt.
You got it, man. You got it, guys. So anyway, final. I'm sorry, we got another one. I'll let you guys go here very soon. Because get to that game film, right? Get to the game film. But
Yeah, I saw your brother had his thoughts on who the most underrated player was. Who's his pick?
he said Mike Galvan. His was Mike Galvan. That's how he came up in the conversation. I was like, yeah, Mike is a super quiet guy, but just intense and scary, right? So anyway, kind of in closing, I guess, Mark, as far as RHP playoff tradition, what are some big moments from playoffs, either as a coach or just a RHP historian, that stick out to you that you guys would love to replicate here on Friday night?
Just the big moments and guys making plays in the biggest of moments with the highest stakes. And it's just so fun to see that. Games that, kind of go down in history in RHP. I remember not the finals as much as the semifinals in 2005, beating an undefeated St. Margaret's team at home. It was kind of light rain. That was really cool. The 2012 run where we lost to Mission Prep early in the year, got killed by them, and then beat them in the finals. Stuff like that, where it's doesn't look like it's going to go your way, looks like we're outmatched, but we're not really outmatched, because we got a lot of things in our favor too. Our guys will bring it, and they're gonna, just so seeing guys show up for those big moments and get rewarded for the work they put in is really cool. And then, the cooler weather, the big crowds, all that is special. So.
Couldn't said it better myself, Mark. We've said it a million times already. It's a special time of year. It's a special game this Friday. I'll be texting you all week, I'm sure, and I'll be on the sideline there more than likely. And I can't wait for this matchup. This is a dream matchup. I mean, there's so many things you could say about it. I can't wait to recap this whole night. Yeah,
it's going to be fun. Ed just texted me a great one. Our Jake Hanna from the Salesian game in 2008. I think what that was.
Yeah.
Or 2009. He came in as our third string quarterback, hadn't played quarterback all year. And our top two went down, and he finished that game off for us. So another unsung hero right there. So,
Hanna, man. That's what a great football family that is. The Annie Hanna, Brad and Chaz. And
hopefully we have some more to talk about after this week's game and so forth. And so it's cool. It's going to be cool.
Rio Hondo Prep at Charter Oak Friday night. Cannot wait. Mark, thank you for joining me. I'll let you get back to the game film, the mad scientists in the film room there.
Yeah, thank you. And RHP family, we got to see you out there. Let's fill up that visiting bleacher.
Fill it up. Let's go. Standing room only. Come on. It's not that far. It's anyone who hasn't been to a game in a while. This is the one to get to. Covina Friday night, Charter Oak High School. Get there early.
Hit that Grand Avenue in and out. At 5:36 and get to the game. There you go.
Oh, what a night. What a night indeed. Thanks a lot, Mark. I appreciate it, man.
Thanks, Matt.
Good luck Friday. I'll be talking to you then.
Yeah. Thanks for everything, Matt. Appreciate it.
Of course, man. Anytime.
Bye.
Well, I'm fired up, guys. I know you guys are fired up as well. What a game we have ahead of us on Friday night. Thanks to everyone who tuned in on Facebook Live. This has been so much fun interacting with the fans. We had multiple coaches on here. I figured out how to finally do this Facebook Live and, all these other things regarding the live shows and Zoom. So I'm excited. Can't wait for the game Friday. I'm going to be there more than likely. Can't guarantee it, but just excited for this matchup. Dream matchup indeed. Rio Hondo Prep at Charter Oak, two legendary programs in the San Gabriel Valley, finally getting to face off. So I hope you guys can get out to the game. Mark said it, In-N-Out Burger in Covina, right there on Grand. Fuel up for the game, and then it's game time. So I'll be with you guys Friday. Check out Facebook Live for some interviews before the game, maybe halftime after the game, or it should be a lot of fun. I'm out of breath. That's 2 podcasts today, and I might do a third here. We'll see, a Halloween edition. Happy Halloween, everybody out there. Go Rio Hondo. Can't wait. It's going to be a blast. Let's go Hondo.